Hello viewers, today we are going to start the rest of the part of chapter 3 major landforms of the earth. So in last class we discussed about different types of plateaus, definition of plains. Today let's see the types of plains. On the basis of formation, plains are divided into three categories, that is the structural plains, erosional plains and the depositional plains. So at first we discuss about the structural plains. Plains that lie near the coast of a sea are called structural plains. Due to some endogenetic movement, large, broad, flat areas of the sea floor are raised and appear on the surface. So, what is the characteristics of this type of plain? This type of plains are very flat and broad. Okay. Now come to the next point, that is the erosional plains. The erosional plains are created by the work of erosion. What is erosion? It's a process by which the surface of something is gradually destroyed through the action of wind, rain, etc. Erosional plains are the result of the erosion of mountains, hills and plateaus. The eroded material is brought down to a low level by the work of wind, rivers, rain, moving ice. Moving ice means glacier. The last division is depositional plains. Depositional plains are created by the work of deposition. These type of plains are formed by sediments brought down on a large scale by natural agents like moving ice, water, wind, etc. Okay. Now come to the next point, importance of plains. Plains have always been the areas that support large population. For example, Indo-Gangetic Plain. It's a very dense populated area. Different types of crops like rice, wheat, sugarcane are grown in the plain region. Large towns and cities are located mostly in the plains. The scope for industrialization is much more in the plains than the others hilly region. Now come to the next point, that is the minor landforms. At first, islands. An island is a piece of land which is surrounded on all sides by water. India has two groups of islands, the Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so come to the India map. Just follow the southern part. The left hand side Lakshadweep Island in the Arabian Sea and the right hand side Andaman Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. And Sri Lanka is an island just south of India in the Indian Ocean. Okay. Next, peninsula. What do you mean by peninsula? A peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides and joined to a large landmass. Just follow the southern part of India. This region surrounded by water on three sides. Just follow the left hand side Arabian Sea, right hand side Bay of Bengal and the southern part Indian Oceans are there. Okay. So the southern part of India is called Peninsula of India or Southern Peninsula. Okay. Now come to the next point. That is the isthmuses. An isthmus is an elongated narrow piece of land with water on each side that joins two large land masses. For example, the Isthmus of Panama joins the North America and the South America. Just follow the picture. The northern side North America and southern part South America. This is the Isthmus of Panama. and the left hand side Pacific Ocean, and the right hand side Atlantic Oceans are there. Okay. Landforms and people. It means, what are the relation between the landforms and people? There are many ways in which landforms affect humans, such as when there is an earthquake or a volcanic eruption which causes loss to human life and property. And the landform also influence the weather condition. We all know the temperature decreases with the increasing height, so the mountainous region is too cold than the plains region. And the landforms affect the climate, which affect the farming. So it's very difficult to cultivation of crops in hill region, whereas it is very suitable in the plain region. Okay. The next point is the influence of India's geographical features on shaping its history. India is almost as big as a continent, and it's bounded by the Himalayas in the northern side and by sea in the southern part. The mountain passes along the northwestern part of India acted as a trade route through which many groups came into the country. And India is a land of rivers. People prefer to live near the river area such as Ganga, Indus, etc. because availability of water and very fertile land, which provide the tremendous scope for settled life, where in ancient age civilization flourished. So if we read on history and geography in this year, we'll realize the great influence of geography on the history of our country. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.